They just smell kind of clean, like not anything impressive, but.
Like ivory soap?
Ivory soap, what does that smell like?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
I just know it was a staple like at my grandma's growing up.
Was there a soap called Irish Springs?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a green bar.
Okay, that's the one that I'm thinking of. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on the Air Jordan 3 Craft in what's being called like the Ivory or something. I just saw it on sneakers like this morning and I forgot to even like remember the damn name. Yeah, it's called Ivory. So the box is really cool. We've seen this before on plenty of Jordan 3s, but we haven't seen the co-branding. And this is a little teaser as far as like what's on the shoe. So I really like that. I think that it looks nice. Do you like the packaging?
Yep.
Now, as far as inspiration for the shoe or the colorway or the theme or the weirdness that is happening along here, I have absolutely no idea. There was not a single thing mentioned of that in the item description over at Sneakers and everything. It just talked about how this is like an elevated take on the Air Jordan 3, yada, 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 and here we are. So the outsole is all translucent. Some people are not gonna this whatsoever, especially because it's tinted this like, what would you call this, like peach?
Kind of.
Yeah, like it's a interesting look. Now I still am like weirded out by this though. Like I know it doesn't matter, but I've been buying and reviewing Jordan products for ever, it feels like. So when I see it all done in just a solid color instead of the border and the lettering being pronounced, I do think it's a little strange. Still looks fine, so it's not a big deal. I don't think it's like a deterrent or anything like that. It's just something that I notice. I like the broken up look though, like the white, the pivot point. It looks really cool. Now, as far as the tech is concerned, that's all the same as every other Air Jordan 3. So we do have a polyurethane midsole. Inside of the forefoot is an encapsulated air sole unit, and then in the rear is a visible air sole unit. On top of all of that is a Dream Cell, yay. Not anything crazy, but it is what it is. It's more comfortable than Ortholite, but not more comfortable than traditional like white dense polyurethane. I will say the only thing that I don't like love about the shoe is the paint. Right here, I just kind of wish that it either went all the way or that it was just a white midsole, just because it looks a little strange. That's the only thing that kind of throws me off a little bit, but not enough to not like them or anything. This is a weird shoe too, because I think we talked about these a couple of times in the podcast. So like the first time that we talked about them, I was like, yo, those look hella dope. I think it was a render or it could have been a first leak. I'm not really sure. I don't actually remember. And then the second time we saw them, it was like from the actual shoe, but it was with a potato camera, you know what I mean? So like it didn't look good whatsoever. And so I changed my mind. I was like, maybe they don't look as cool as I thought. And then when they came in and I pulled them out of the box, I was like, huh, just kidding. These are awesome. So yeah, it was just one of those weird things where it was like a wave of thoughts on one sneaker, which is strange. Now, as far as the materials go, like most Craft releases, super nice. I'm not gonna say premium or anything, even though for Jordan brand, maybe so, but when you compare it to actual premium products, not quite, but it's still like elevated compared to the rest of the stuff. So we've got lots of layers, lots of different materials, which I really like. So the main body or the main build is that ivory or cream leather, and it just looks really cool, man. I really like it. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. Some panels are a little bit more textured than others. We should be kind of used to that at this point, but some people still are like freaked out. They're like, oh my God, my left shoe and my right shoe look totally different. We know, man, it's just weird. We used to have an ongoing joke about left shoe, right shoe factory. We haven't brought it up in a while, but that's always what I would blame it on, even though it's not an actual thing. Although I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen shoes get made, so like I know it's not a thing. It's just one of those things where it's like, that's gotta be the only plausible explanation. Now the rest of the shoe is done up strangely. Like I will say, like the toe area, the shape of it looks amazing, but it still looks boxy like older retros. So I'm really curious to know what people are gonna think, because there's some people that, we've talked about this many times, where you see a shoe a certain way for so long and then they revamp it or they reimagine it or they change it up in some way, some shape, some form, and the people that loved seeing it that one way no longer like it. They're like, no, I don't like that at all. Give me the boxy shoe, or give me the low patent leather, or give me whatever. And I totally understand where they're coming from, because like the first time that you see that revamped version, you're kind of like, what the f is happening? You know what I mean? Like it's a little jarring and stuff. So I get it. This one though, I feel like it makes the toe box look boxier than it actually is, just because there's another layer underneath that elephant print where usually there's not one. So I think it might be like a visual thing, like it's just kind of like messing with your eyes a little bit, even though it's not the case. But the elephant print is super nice. And I say super nice like real loosely, okay? Because it's nubuck, but it's not like super nice. It looks super nice. So that's what I mean. Then underneath that, there's suede. So you got nubuck suede leather. Cool. Same thing on the back. It just looks really dope, like art. Like it's like more abstract than any other Jordan. So that's what I mean. Like if this was a collab, I think that people would really Because if this had that zip tie that those Off-White 5s had, I'm telling you, bro, y'all would be on this. One of the weirdest parts about the shoe though, that I think might be my favorite, is actually right here at the eye stay. It's another panel of suede, real thin cut and everything, so it's not anything crazy. It doesn't do anything as far as performance, but the visuals are just very strange to me. Like all of this right here, I just really like it. I don't know why, it just speaks to me, you know what I mean? So usually that panel would get switched up a little bit depending on the colorway. Like some of them have elephant print behind it, then the rest of them kind of match the tongue material and stuff like that. This one does a little bit of both. One of the odd things is the tongue for sure. There's two Jumpmans on there. The first one that's stitched on is like moved over so that the other one can be put on there. So that's the part that's kind of like weird to me, is that none of them are centered, and it bothers me a little bit just from like an OCD standpoint. It doesn't bother me as far as the visual. I think that it looks kind of neat. And then the rear of the shoe, if you guys remember the denim launch from, I don't remember when, 2018?
Maybe.
2019?
Maybe.
Let me look. That was a long time ago. 2020. Did I say 3 years or did I say 2019?
You said other numbers.
We've recorded too many videos today, so I don't know what I said like 2 seconds ago. But anyways, if you remember that release, the heel tab was actually translucent and it featured dual branding. They've done it again. I was wondering way back then, like I was like, oh, you did something special or different. I wonder if you're ever gonna do something like that again. Boom, here we are 3 years later. And I still think it's just as cool as it was back then. So yeah, I really like this. I would love to know your guys' thoughts as far as like what you think about it all, especially if maybe you're new, because maybe you weren't buying shoes like 3 years ago. So maybe that's like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like the dual weird Jumpman. So it might just be a little bit weird for you. Now the fit of the Air Jordan 3 has been a little bit all over the place since the white cement. Was that a reimagined? So yeah, the fit since then has been a little strange, like they've been a little bit big and stuff. So overall, I would say whatever it is that you wore for all of these previous, like more recent releases, like the Midnight Navies and all that stuff, whatever that size is, go with that size. As far as like if maybe you've never bought one, since then, I don't really know, maybe struck out on all of them. I would say go true to size for most. Just know that they'll fit a little loose in the heel and everything, but when you go down half a size, they're also like extremely tight. So like, I don't know why they changed whatever they did. I wish that they would go back, because my Fire Red 3s from a couple years ago fit me amazing and I prefer that fit. So I don't know why they decided to switch things up. I don't know if they switched factories or whatever, but something weird happened and the fit is just, it's either too big or too small, depending, like it's just, stop doing that, man. But overall, I think that these are dope. What's the question of the day?
My question of the day is, obviously our audience is full of people who are probably avid YouTubers, like YouTube watchers. And so I am curious for everybody out there. I don't really want to hear you throw out other ShoeTube people.
Why?
Only because I assume if you're watching our videos, you probably are watching those other channels. I'm curious, what is your other love on YouTube? Like, what do
like
you guys...
your other category?
Yeah, what do you guys go and watch? Like, for example, you.
No, don't throw me under the bus.
You love your cooking channels.
Oh, okay.
And you love your weird camping people. You're kind of all over the place.
I watch everything. I am a YouTube viewer.
So,
I love it.
Yeah, you're a card-carrying member there. So I'm curious.
I am actually. I pay for premium because I don't want the ads, because when I go to sleep to the camping videos, I just want to hear camping sounds and relaxing sounds. I don't want it to be blasted that, hey, do you have problems getting an erection? No, I don't actually, but thanks for asking.
Anyway, so yeah, everybody let me know. You can, if you want to, let us know what specific channels you watch or just like categories. I'm curious.
I would say shout out your favorite channel. I guess it's not sneaker related.
Yeah, not sneaker related. Like you might not assume that they're all watching other...
I assume that if you're watching a video on this shoe with us, that you've already watched, because you want other opinions.
Which is what I'm saying. So like, I'm
not...
Oh,
so you're saying by default,
yeah.
You just... Okay.
So I'm assuming if you're here, you already watch other sneaker channels. I want to know what you watch outside of sneakers.
Okay. Sound off below. Let us know. Should I do mine?
Yeah, give your top three.
Ooh, there's too many.
Only three. I'm cutting you off.
I'm gonna say them real fast. Just the first row that I see. John Campia for my movie news. Screen Crush, right? The dude with the dog and the high five. Love that. Pixel Dan, if you're interested in action figures, Joshua Weissman, and That Dude Can Cook, along with Sam the Cooking Guy and a few others like Brian Langerstrom and all that stuff if you like cooking. If you want some nice, relaxing camping sounds to go to sleep to, Go 4x4 is one of my favorites of all time. And I can keep going because my subscription list is long, but yeah, I won't. I'll save you guys. But yeah, that's my top ones as far as like what it feeds to me and what I watch regularly. But sound off below and let us know who else you watch and what their other categories are. Also do that, add the category, because like, Some people might just be like, what's that? And then also let us know what you think about the Air Jordan 3 Craft Ivory. I think that it's a really fun release. I think it's something a little bit different. That's something that I think like we as sneakerheads can be a little finicky. It's like, release OG colorways. They do. And then you're like, you're releasing too many shoes. It's like, okay. And then we all say, release something different. Boom. We don't like it. Jordan Brand's sitting there being like, what do we do? So yeah, I understand everything. Some things I dig, some things I don't. Nobody has to like everything, and I understand that, and nobody should. But I think these are cool. What do you think? Sound off below and let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.